I spent this weekend playing Battlestar Galactica Deadlock, and I have to say it was really fun, but does it warrant the crazy high reviews it got on Steam? I mean, it got a 9 out of 10, and it also got really good reviews on Xbox and PlayStation. What did I think to the Switch port, how well did it run in handheld mode, and all that good strategic nerdy stuff which I love talking about. Today we are going to do a very brief review of this game. If you go on to enjoy this video today, remember to hit that like button, it helps us out so much. And if you want to see more reviews and strategy games on Switch, remember to subscribe to the channel because we do love covering that sort of stuff. So Battlestar Galactica Deadlock is set in the world of the TV show Battlestar Galactica. Now, I didn't watch the TV show back in the day, I was probably a little bit too young to appreciate it, but since then I have enjoyed lots of Star Trek, whether that be new Star Trek or old Star Trek, and also little bits of Star Wars. Yes, you can enjoy both without the world exploding, but I managed to find myself absolutely immersed in the space combat in this game. The game itself takes place during the first Cylon War, which a little bit of research suggested to me was prior to when the TV show is set, which gives it lots of room to maneuver. You're charged with protecting the 12 colonies, and honestly the campaign missions take you through the story, and it's very, very interesting. The game mode I invested most time into was the single player campaign. Now this campaign is not just intriguing and fascinating to follow story wise, and there's also a ton of detail side missions wise which you can get stuck into, but the tutorial in this single player campaign is imperative if you want to have a good understanding of the game. Before I played the tutorial, frankly, I was all at sea, but as soon as I played it, it started to kind of make sense. I knew how to move units, I knew what I needed to do, so the tutorial is fantastic. Other game modes include the skirmish mode, which is brilliant if you just want to jump into a quick battle, and there's also an online multiplayer mode, which again, if you want to use that, is great, but sometimes getting into a game is not the easiest thing right now. Now let's talk about what most of you are here for, and what frankly interests me more than anything, the gameplay. Now, gameplay wise and menus wise, I do have a few very minor issues. The control interface in the game works well, but sometimes things can be a little bit confusing and it does take a while to figure out. But if you invest time, it all makes sense and there's not really a problem there at all. Battlestar Galactica Deadlock is a game built on turn-based strategy. However, unlike your standard game of Civilization 6 against the AI, Battlestar Galactica involves players taking their turn at the same time, followed by a short cinematic simulation of the chosen actions and those actions' consequences. There's also plenty of depth in the units too. All units have a number of commands, including the ability to manage critical repairs, and also possess a variation of weapons available to them, including the likes of turrets, torpedoes and missiles, depending on the unit. If the different classes and features of units aren't enough to keep you entranced in this game though, then there's a number of mission types that also spice up the gameplay. Skirmish mode, for example, allows you to choose between the objectives of eliminate all enemies, defend transports, or destroy stations, for example, and the campaign mode includes a variation of battle types too, all of which keep the gameplay fresh. All of these options and abilities in the gameplay make combat incredibly interesting and every turn count. Oh yeah, and the cinematic replay you can watch after any battle helps you appreciate every success you have just that little bit more too. Ultimately, the strategic experience this game offers is definitely one of the best on Switch. This game though has one extra bit of campaign strategy which just takes the whole thing to another level. The gameplay in battles is brilliant, but it's not just that that's going to require you to get your clever head on, because between missions in the campaign, you'll need to resource manage. You'll have to decide what fleets to have, what ships to build in them fleets, and where to deploy them fleets, because frankly, you just can't complete every single mission that you'd like. I love games that add more than one layer of strategy, and so this is just a brilliant feature in my opinion, and I know other people believe that too, so I'm sure many strategy lovers would love that. The final thing to look at today is handheld mode, which is a really unique bonus for the Switch version of the game. Frankly, anything here that is unspectacular is good news, because all you want is a good frame rate and not many issues, which is exactly what Battlestar Galactica Deadlock offers. The game runs smoothly, it looks good on the small screen, so it's a really good thing to have it on handheld mode. Another thing to note on the handheld mode is that the graphics still stand up very well. A lot of games have a big deterioration from docked mode to handheld mode, but Battlestar Galactica Deadlock still looks good when you're holding it in your hands, and it's definitely clear enough for you to deploy your strategies. So there you have it, our thoughts on Battlestar Galactica Deadlock on the Nintendo Switch, a game that runs smoothly and is also really interesting on a number of levels. For a strategy game on Switch, I'd definitely be pushing at least an 8 out of 10 for it. A big thank you to Slithering Games for providing us with a key for this video. If you do have any feedback on the game or on this video, leave it down in the comment section below. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe for more Switch strategy coverage, and I will see you in another video soon.